Oh, hello there. Welcome to Current Captain's Conundrums. Today we go straight to our Malaysian correspondent, Yavnehrian, for news on the Malaysian plane MH370.
What?
Not Singapore correspondent, Malaysian correspondent. Back to you, Aviva.
We now cut to an exclusive segment from Mr. Parks.
About just on 3 weeks ago almost, one of the Malaysian Airlines flight from Kuala Lumpur to China went missing. What has followed since has covered the world's attention, mostly for a couple of reasons. The first being that no one really knows what happened to this plane. Now, everyone these days flies overseas, everyone has technology, the internet. We're supposed to have information about everything that happens in the world. The problem over the last 3 weeks has been that too many people have been sharing wrong information, whether it's the Malaysian government, Malaysian airlines, the internet, news channels, etc. When you combine this lack of good information with people's worries about terrorism, which they've had since 9/11, a lot of people have been very nervous and very panicky about the issue of this missing plane. Now, what appears to have been worked out in the last week or so is that the plane, for some unknown reason, took off, turned back, turned left essentially down towards Antarctica, flew to the limit of its fuel capacity, and we believe it crashed into the ocean. Now, we don't even know this for sure, to be honest. No one has actually found any of the wreckage. Satellites have found images of what appears to be wreckage in the Southern Ocean, something like 2,500 kilometres away from Perth. The problem with this is it's one of the roughest patches of ocean in the world. It's very hard for ships to get there, it's very hard for aircraft to search there. Plus, over the last few days there's been terrible weather conditions, which means they can't search at sea level. We will probably know, I don't know, maybe in the next few days, when they start to find some of the wreckage, a bit more about what happened to the plane. We knew that it kept flying, we knew that there were no demands from terrorists, we knew that perhaps there were issues with the pilots in some way. What we don't know is anything for certain. We don't know why the plane flew due south, 2,500 or 7,000 kilometres, I think, away from where it was supposed to be going. We don't know why it crashed into the sea. We don't know why the passengers didn't send messages on their mobile phones. And I think it's this not knowing that is the thing that scares most people. There's a lot of things we take for granted, such as safe air travel. And even if, for example, a plane had been hijacked or a plane had been crashed, we would feel more comfortable about that because it's a finite resolution. The problem with this is we don't know what happened.
My theory is that the plane is still in the Amazon somewhere, and because the co-pilot said good night, he was referring to the time zone they were going in.
Yeah, I think it crashed.
I think that the plane managed to fly under radar and then landed in like a dangerous country, and then they're going to use the plane later on for some sort of attack.
And what gives you the basis for that opinion, Anna?
I read it somewhere.
Great.
Okay, so my conspiracy theory is that of the Malaysian flight is that it got hijacked, and that I don't know, maybe they lost fuel or something, and now they're
in the ocean.
In the, yeah, like